Hello, this is Tony from Internet Marketer Smart Money. That's imsmartmoney.com. In this video, I'm going to briefly go over a method of ranking your websites with a tool I found that's very impressive. As you know, when you have a website, typically you're trying to get visitors to it. And if they can't find you, your traffic without paying for it, which can get very expensive, will be next to nothing. So it's very important to get visitors to your site. I mean, it's as simple as that. And how do you do that? Well, of course, there's 1,000 different ways, but one of the more popular ways popping up these days is using something called a private blog network. Now, a private blog network is just basically a group of blogs that point to your site, and you got to be careful about it because you don't want them to point to each other and point to your site. They need to be like isolated silos, which means they're standalone blogs, and they can point to other sites, but your site is one of the sites they point to too. And this is very effective in many ways. One, you control the content on these sites because you own this private blog network. Now, there are services out there that will actually sell you a private blog network or sell you membership into a private blog network. I'll be honest, they're very, very expensive. So, and Google's nailed a lot of them too. So basically, people lost all their rankings when Google found out they're part of these paid-for private blog networks. If you do it yourself, you can register the domains underneath your name or a family member's name, different addresses, mix it up basically to keep Google from realizing you own all the sites pointing to your site. Now, up until recently, getting domains for a private blog network was kind of tedious. I mean, it required out of spending a whole lot of money from people selling their domains, because what you're doing is buying a domain with something called domain authority or page authority. And I'm going to bring over this tool right here. It's called Moz Open Explorer, Open Site Explorer to be exact. And what it does, you'll give it a URL, and you can then analyze that URL, and it will tell you if it has a domain authority or page authority. Sometimes they don't have either. Sometimes it has one but not the other. Sometimes you get lucky and it has both. In this case, this domain here is one of the domains I picked up using this tool, and I already registered it, but I wanted to just show it's a demo. You see it has 181 root domains linking to its 422 total links, and it has a page authority of 40, which is nice. Now, I picked up this domain for like $1 or something going through a register, and I'll tell you about that later in a different video. But there's ways you can pick these domains up really cheap, but these domains are expired, so it means that you can grab them if you run across them. The hard part is finding them to grab. So that's where this little product comes in. I'm very excited to show you. Let's see if I can pull this up real quick. There we go. Here's the product down here, and basically it's finding expired domains, analyzing them, and then over here it's checking to see if they're available and if it meets certain qualifications like page domain authority. Is it above 30? Is it above 25 to 29? And you can set up these metrics yourself. But it's neat. It's a set and forget system. So you feed it some URLs to scan, and that's another thing is it's finding what they call seeds to process. This time I fed it 70 seeds, which is 70 URLs to scan. And again, another video. I'll probably throw in a video if you buy this through our affiliate link. And send me your email saying, hey, I purchased this from you guys. I'll create a video that shows you how you can do a slam dunk with these, how you can get the domains cheap, how you can come up with the seed domains. I mean, it's a massive time saver, and that way you can get these domains pennies on the dollar. I mean, right now it's found 344 domains out of the ones that scanned. It's then scanned quite a few URLs, and out of those URLs it found 6,992 that had other URLs it pointed to, and then it scanned those URLs. I don't want to overcomplicate this, and found that 344 of those domains were available that it scanned off these sites. And then it goes down here and tells you how many of these met the qualifications. Now, again, I'm using a piece of software that does this. It's called Expired Domain Finder. It is a monthly fee, but when you see what it does, at first people might say, wow, this is a little expensive. It's not. Not when I'm able now to put about 20 domains and only spend less than $100 to pick up 20 domains. And again, there's ways you can pick up these domains really cheap. Let me explain to you a little bit more about a private blog network and how it works. Basically, what you do is your main site's typically referred to as your money site. That's a site you want to be very careful what you point backlinks from. Of course, you want to do your social backlinks, your shares, your likes, your tweets, whatever. But you also need page authority or domain authority links pointing to your site, because trust flows from those sites to your money site, and the more that you have and the higher the backlinks value, like domain authority, page authority, the more flows through your site and the higher ranking you would get. And again, Google plays with their algorithms all the time, but this has been something that really hasn't changed in quite some time if you do it smartly. Down here on the PBN private blog network site 1 is this example. This money site has 9 PBNs, which means you bought 9 domains and you added some articles and you gave it some keywords, and then you pointed it towards your site within those articles. Well, you can buy additional PBNs and point those PBNs to the PBN tier 1, as I would call it. And you can go on to tier 2 and tier 3. Typically, it's not necessary to go past tier 1. You can do tier 2. It's a little strength building, but you don't have to do that. The most important thing is to get your private blog network of at least probably about 4 to 10 sites. I mean, you can do more, but that's a good foundation to start with. And do some, social backlinking and all too. Again, here's a service here that would do a private blog network for you for $299, and they retain the sites. They manage them. You pay them additional fees when you need things updated. I think it's ridiculous. You buy these domains yourself. You put them on your web hosting, and you would have more than one web hosting service across the internet to separate the IPs. And then you use these private blog networks to build up your site. It's that simple. So this has been running for 1 hour and 26 minutes. It has found me over probably 20 domains at least, because these numbers don't add up. Because some of them could be part of this and part of this, but overall, you better believe I have now 20 domains I can register dirt cheap and really build up links to my money sites. Now, a lot of times I don't do these to my main site because a lot of people like to snoop on what people do, so I reserve what I do marketing wise to the side. But I'm telling you, this is how you do it. So this is how to build a cheap private blog network. And like I said, if you purchase through our affiliate link for this product, we will give you some extra tips that can really boost your ways of finding these and save you some money while doing it.